Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. I hate you organic. I hate you organic. I hate you organic. I hate you organic. 1804. I hate you organic experience. This is my third time trying to put this video out. Now, we just had May 1st. May Day, May Day, May Day. You know, Day of Agriculture and Work. Labor Day. A day of admiration, respect for the land, respect for Cousin Zaka, who we call the the Minister of Agriculture, Cousin Zaka, Azaka Mede. So I said, you know what? Even though this is the third time, they say the third time is the charm. Hopefully, YouTube does not. The last two had copyrights, and I don't know why. Maybe because I had some AI videos, but the videos are on mute. So, before I get into the video, the topic, which is Operation Bolìvar, that's the topic we got going on. I want to speak a little bit about agriculture and how it is probably the most important. It's probably the most important thing to help uh, help the country get itself out of poverty. You know, everybody I know is involved in agriculture in Haiti. You know, in one way or another, either they're doing agriculture or they're doing, you know, livestock farming, with uh, pigs and goats and now rabbits. I'm gonna have me some rabbits in a little bit now. So I think this is key because let's not forget there is a war going on right now. Okay, so the war that's going on and they're saying it's finished and this and that, nothing's finished. It's going to continue, and as it continue, gas prices are going to continue to go up, inflation is going to go up, and countries like Haiti, who always seems to depend like on the diaspora and stuff like that to send money, it's not going to be able to get no money because the Haitians over here, they're going to have so much financial problems. Um, so yeah, I would suggest to you all, if you have family back home, help them in agriculture. If you have good family members or whatever. This month of May, it's important, right? We have the celebration of the flag, the culture. There's so much things going on that's positive. Haiti is involved in the World Cup, even though they still have us on the banned list. So I was not going to speak about the current trial for the president, Jovenel Moïse, but I decided that um, there's information from the research that I did, and I wanted to share with you all. So hopefully you enjoy the information. Like I said, I removed some videos that had some AI things. That's probably why they flagged it and copyrighted the last time. So yeah, let's get into it. Operation Bolìvar. Operation Bolìvar was the code name used by the group of mercenaries and co-conspirators to assassinate Jovenel Moïse, even though they said that the assassination was not the initial plan. They all claimed that the plan was to arrest Jovenel Moïse or remove Jovenel Moïse or whatever it was. But they killed him, unalived him. Okay, they unalived him. He was removed July 7, 2021. Now, remember, during Moïse's time in office, there was a lot of political unrest. All right, the violence was a typical daily thing. Even when I was residing down there, I experienced it. So that's just what it is. I remember pay lock, being in the house, no electricity, nothing, everything shut down for a couple months. So that's all that happened during Moe's time in office. It was just, turmoil, problems over and over and over. But however, the opposition, they claimed that Moe's mandate ended in February 2021. They kept on telling him he had to step down, he had to step down, he had to step down. Even though they kept on wasting his time as well. Like as he was president, he couldn't do anything because they kept on fighting all of the stuff he wanted to do. Hold on. All right, pardon me. The phone will probably ring from time to time, so if I do a pause, just stick with me. We're going to finish this up. So the opposition was giving him problems, right? Because they were working for the same oligarchs, the same elites that basically paid for his assassination. And I don't even know if you guys noticed, but if you look on the Miami Herald, the CNN, and all these other things, they're talking about it was like 300,000 or 340, 350,000 for the assassination, which I don't really believe the number, but that's the number they're saying. That's the number they're saying. Because honestly, one person in that group could have just paid for, the president's head. And they always said that there was different people putting money together. And I always heard the money was millions, but the court documents is talking about it was 343,000. So I think that's crazy. So he received support from the United States government and the Organization of American States to remain in office until 2022. Now, the people that was against this, of course, they say, "Yo, you have ran your course. You are an illegal president." And like while all the noise was going on, I was like, "Damn, this guy was actually trying to work." While they're here saying like, "Hey, you got to get out. You got to get out. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go." President Jovenel Moïse was actually trying to work. Like he was trying to. I mean, do you guys know that he started to build roads, and he was building it for like half the cost of what we were paying it before from these elites in the country. So the man was working, man. Scheduled legislative elections in October 2019. That didn't happen, as well as the referendum for a new constitution that was delayed actually until September 2021. But it didn't really matter because Jovenel was already assassinated. And the referendum for the constitution, there was things that was going to benefit people in the diaspora. They were trying to switch it up where the diaspora would have more of an involvement in the country. But like I said, the economic elites, they don't want that. They don't want that. The people that have a monopoly over the business in the country, they don't want no one coming in to disrupt that business. So Jovenel Moïse said he foiled a coup attempt to unalive him and overthrow the government in February 2021, a couple months before he was unalived. and at least 23 people were arrested. Some of them were released. Here's something that I wanted to say. During Moïse's turmoils in office, he could never hold on to a prime minister. Every time a prime minister came in, either the prime minister was going to betray him and was working with the elites and the politicians, or if the person was to his benefit, they would remove him. Okay. First one was Jacques Guy Lafontaine, February 2017 to July 2018. He was the first prime minister. He resigned because of riots, fuel prices, regular shit. Jean-Henri Séan, April 2018 to March 2019. He was removed by the Chamber of Deputies. And this guy was more aligned with the elites and the politicians, and Jovenel wanted him gone anyway. Then you had Jean-Michel Lapin. This guy, he's from Jacmel. He was acting March 2019 to March 2020, only for a year. They would never ratify him, right? And that was only because the senators and the deputies, a lot of times when you want them to ratify you, they want, first of all, handouts, payouts, money, and I guess Lapin wasn't having it. Then you had Joseph Jout, who was, in my opinion, not in the president's favor. A lot of insecurities and things. This is during his time, March 2020 to April 2021, right before the president was killed. This is the year that a lot of people, they went to Baon, they went to the cemetery, they didn't come back, you know, and it's like he was another one placed there to really hurt Jovenel. If Jovenel really was doing his job the right way, I think he should have just became um, like a straight up dictator. You know what I mean? Like even if it's progressive, even if it's progressive, man, just the hell with it, man. Just take it all over because when you're trying your best to work with these people, it doesn't work. Then you had Claude Joseph, another pawn, another snake, in my opinion, rat, acting Prime Minister April 2021 to July 2021. He assumed power briefly after Moïse's assassination. Then he passed it on to Ariel Henry, who was appointed on July 5th, 2 days before they removed the president. Um, the New York Times revealed that before Jovenel died, or before his death, he was working with U.S. authorities and DEA and other, FBI and all this other stuff to expose corrupt politicians like this man you see here, Pierre Espérance, Léon Charles, all of these guys. The most significant among these people, they said, was Charles Seremy, a businessman, brother-in-law of Mateli. But this article was funny because they didn't talk about the really, really big people like Bijo. It's crazy how for some reason this guy who I think is like the real, I think he is probably the wealthiest person in the country. He has power, and not a lot of people even try to talk too much about him. But you know, the U.S. government, they have sanctions against him, and they know who he is. Okay, so after that coup in the first one, February 2021, Jovenel Moïse, he started to work. He started to accuse the elites of being behind it, and uh, that was when he really, I guess, wanted to uh, help because I guess the feds know that some of these individuals in Haiti, these business people or these politicians or whatever, they're involved in other activities, right? All kind of activities, of course, and even the Epstein activities. So he was in a rush to kind of give that information up. Looked like that worked against him. So the Florida-based company, Worldwide Investment Development Group, was identified as the company that raised money for the assassination, right? And they were the ones that was moving funds all around the place, right? Worldwide Investment Development Group. In May 2021, its owner, Walter Ventimilla, met with Emmanuel Sano, 63-year-old Haitian American, self described pastor and physician who apparently saw himself as a potential leader for the country. The pastor probably wasn't really telling the truth himself because I'm pretty sure he was sent, right? They're always sent. Anyway, he agreed to extend loans to Sano, purportedly for his security during the envisioned Haitian Revolution. A large portion of the funds went to Miami-based security company group called CTU Security for the hiring of all the Colombian mercenaries. And what's bizarre about the Colombians and the Colombian mercenaries, the president of Colombia, what's his name? Ivan Duque Marquez. He said that most of the uh, mercenaries were actually security. You know, they had no idea about this thing about assassinations and killings and none of that. Parnell Duverger, that's a weird name. He was a Brard College economics professor. He was at the meetings. Then you had another guy, France Gillot, Gilot. He was a consultant for the United Nations. He was there in the meetings, and they all denied there was plans to kill the president. So all of this thing about killing the president, I guess, was something last minute. According to American court filings related to the assassination, former Drug Enforcement Administration informant Haitian American Joseph Vincent um, was involved. He traveled to Haiti, of course, to support Sano. And when he was traveling to the country, he pretended to be an employee of the U.S. State Department, you know. Um, and his job was to provide material support and services to plan things out. And he stated that he had another Haitian American, James Solage, who had been hired as interpreters to assist with the Colombians and the mercenaries and everyone else. According to another investigation carried out by the Wall Street Journal, CTU hired this Colombian veteran named Dubernay Capador to recruit all these soldiers, and he did this through WhatsApp. And they promised them a monthly salary of about $3,000, and the job was security, private security, to protect politicians, to protect business people. This is what they're claiming the job was. This is what they were told. So everything else, I guess, is something that just came after. CTU used all its company credit cards to buy plane tickets for everybody to travel from Colombia, Bogota to Santo Domingo, and from Santo Domingo they came into the country. There are reports that after everything was done, the head of security for Abinader had some kind of contact with these guys also, and you know they were told the job was done. But I continue to say I want to know who is the orchestra of it all, right? Like all these other stories is cool. Everyone has a story, is cool. Leon Charles, he's giving his stories, but I really would like to know who is behind. According to Charles, Leon Charles, one of the main suspects is Joseph Felix Badjo, who is a former employee of the Haitian government and assisted the attackers by renting a home to them near Jovenel Moïse home. And these guys are setting up right next to the president's house. They're not even that far away. Like, how can this be going on? Like, where's the internal security? The people that takes care of like all of the special ops and this is crazy. I feel as if the president was all by himself during that assassination, during that day. There's a guy by the name of Ronaldo Corvington, owner of the Haitian security company, Corvington Courier and Security Service. And he provided them with lodging, sirens for their cars, helped with vehicles and gear, weapons, ammunition, all that. And then you have former Haitian Senator John Joel Joseph, who was identified by Leon Charles as the mastermind of this plot. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. Because to be honest with you, John Joel Joseph, he is a senator who was under the Lavalas party. And you know what's crazy? Right before President Jovenel lost his life, all of a sudden, um, right, President Aristide felt ill and sick and this and that, and he had to go to Cuba. He wasn't allowed to leave the country, and Jovenel Moïse signed and let him go. And of course, Jovenel was killed, and he came after. It's crazy. Haiti, pays spécial, special country, Haiti. The man was working, man, or he was trying to work, you know. And most of the projects that he was working on, they just stopped. They didn't even allow anyone to continue his work with, agriculture, with the dams, with everything. When you're hearing this thing with the canal, he was one of the main people that kept on, like, pushing that get fixed. You know, they would have to study President Jovenel Moïse. He was something special. I mean, I was watching him, so I'm happy I was able to see this thing happen live in front of me, and me even having that feeling that they was going to get rid of him. You know, a day before the assassination, Vincent falsely told the Colombian mercenaries that they were to unalive Moïse as part of an operation of the Central Intelligence Agency. Okay? So he was giving them all kinds of stories, and we really don't know how deep this goes. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Okay? Try to keep it short. This is Operation Bolìvar. It's actually still going on. The case is still going on. They haven't really, gone to do. If they do, I'll come back with another video, and we can talk a little bit more about that. But to be honest with you, you guys need to check out what is it? Faces of Haiti, or Faces from Haiti, or I forgot her. I gotta go double check. I just started following her, but she's been covering everything with the trial and everything. And I'm gonna probably repost some of her stuff on my storyline because I like what she got going on. I like her take. Anyway, I to organic, I to organic, I to organic, I to organic 1804, I to organic experience. This is a special month right here. And let's continue to see Haiti rise again. All right, Bobo.